Anyway, I'm here to talk about autonomous robots, cleaning robots. And, I'll give you a short overview, but certainly this is one of them. We have two different size autonomous robots. And, autonomous robots can do a lot of things for your existing staff and for your building. And so let me walk you through some of the concepts here. You know, um, 20 years ago, a lot of you didn't do business with Amazon, and I'm sure everybody this year is probably buying something from Amazon. And the reason Amazon has grown so fast and is as big as Walmart and is as big as Target and everybody else combined is their decision to embrace and be an early adopter of technology. And that's why they come out with new services and they come out with better quality of a customer experience. And just looking at Amazon, the biggest user of robots, the amount of robots they've started to use 5 years ago was about 40,000. 24 months ago, it was about 300,000. This year, it will be 750,000 robots will help with the customer experience. And if you go to Amazon, you're also going to see a tremendous number of job openings. So really, employing robots doesn't eliminate jobs. It actually creates jobs. It creates new services, creates a better customer experience. And actually, the companies that embrace robots quicker won't be the ones that are last in the marketplace, the last in the market experience. And so the quicker you embrace robotics technology, the better customer experience and staff experience they're going to provide. A little bit about our company, Sparkoz. We're based in California. We make our robots. We started to expand in California and then headed to the Midwest, and we opened up in Florida the last couple of months. We really target a plethora of different applications. I think when you think about clean floors, you think about everything from hospitals to buildings to supermarkets to retail environments. And that's what we do. We target many different market segments. We have a smaller robot that's working in 7-Eleven franchises out in the West Coast. We have a larger robot working in supermarkets. We have robots being presented and tested in hospitals and airports, convention centers, and the likes. And the beauty about these robots is what they do for your whole business experience. Just like Amazon, these robots will allow you to deploy your staff for other customer experiences, other tasks. I'm sure all of us will agree, no matter how big our staff is, there's always 100 things we'd like to do today that we just can't get to. Well, when you deploy robots into your staff, your existing staff, and you have what I call a co-bot strategy where they're taking on some work and the staff is doing other work and they're working together, you actually increase your productivity tremendously. And top of that, usually the robots are taking on tasks that your staff really don't want to do. We deploy robots in restaurants and hotels and things of that nature. I'm sure most of your staff would not want to raise their hand when it comes to cleaning a floor. They'd like to do something else. And so that's the beauty about service robots. That's the beauty about what we're offering. It takes away some of those heavy lifting, some of those laborious tasks that your staff would rather not do. And what happens when your staff is able to do things that they like? You have a better retention score. You have less turnover. And then all of a sudden it has a trickle effect across your whole business plan. Because guess what? You're retaining your staff longer. Your hiring costs go down. Your training costs go down. Your employees are happier. Your turnover is less. So it's just not about increasing your current staff's productivity, but it's also increasing your current staff job satisfaction. So it really has a plethora of different benefits to your company. And really at the top of that pyramid of benefits is customer experience. Who would rather shop in a supermarket that has clean floors versus not? How many of us have walked into a food establishment and walked out when we had to step over trash or resource spills or things of that nature? Same thing in hospitals. I mean, you have second thoughts about how well you're going to be treated if you're walking past floors that don't look great. Customer experience is really at the top of the pyramid on why robotics should be embraced. And then right below it is customer, staff retention and staff productivity and staff benefits. All of these things coupled together should be, a daydream for your CFO, your CEO, and yourself as managers and general managers and directors. The robots that we build, take this robot for instance, has over 22 to 24 sensors. So when it wakes up, it docks itself, by the way, automatically, gets power automatically. It wakes up, it runs its mission, does its job. If there's something in the way, it avoids it, it recognizes it. It has 22 to 23 sensors that recognize everything around. So it recognizes if somebody dropped a new pallet somewhere in a warehouse, or if somebody moved a food cart in a hospital. And then it will remember that it didn't clean that area. And not only that, but you on your phone will get a map of what it cleaned. So when it ran its route and cleaned like this whole entire hallway, you would get a map of every inch of this hallway that it actually cleaned and which areas it didn't, because there was booths or there was pallets or there was other things going on. And every day you will get a map on the cleaning route and how well it did. It'll also tell you, what's going on with the chemicals and what's going on with the battery life. So you'll always know if it's charging or it needs charge. But again, it has its own docking station. And by the way, on the right, you can see the left is the map, the route, and then on the right, it completed the route, and it will always shade it differently so you know exactly what happened. This is the docking station. So it has its own docking station. There's two, one just for power and one with power and plumbing. So when it docks with the power and plumbing one, it will discharge the dirty water and it will load itself up with new water. It will charge itself. You'll get a 4-hour run off a 3-hour charge, and then it's ready to do the next. So you can actually clean a floor, depending on what your facilities are like, whether it's a Costco or a hospital. You can clean a floor 3-4 times a day and still not have to interact with the robot at all. It will just do it completely autonomous. Meantime, your staff can do something else. Certainly, people should check on it, once, every other day to make sure their brushes are clean. It certainly has different modes. You can do it in a dusting mode. You can put it into a scrubber mode, and those are slightly different accessories. The other thing is, for instance, we've had hospitals and airports testing these, and they not only wanted to clean the floor, but they wanted to sterilize the air. So we have an accessory that goes on top of the robot that's a disinfectant. And so it sends out a disinfectant fogger. As it's cleaning the floors, it's also cleaning the environment with a disinfectant. So not only the floors getting clean, but the surrounding facilities, tables, chairs, walls, and so forth are being disinfected overall. We have two different robots. We have a big one, this one that you see right here, and then we have a smaller one that's probably about a third the size. It's in our booth. The smaller one's being deployed in formats the size of a 7-Eleven, for instance, or can do hallways in a hotel. Meantime, the larger one is perfect for larger environments, whether it be hospital hallways or supermarkets or airports or bus terminals and the likes. And they can work in tandem. You can have one, working one type of environment. We have a school system using the smaller one to do the library and the larger one to do the hallways. And so both of these kind of work together. I think you see the benefits, which I've already mentioned throughout the presentation, that it's just not about the robot cleaning the floor. It's about how it impacts your whole strategy with staffing, your whole strategy with productivity, and your whole strategy with customer experience, and how to prove that to another level. That's pretty much my presentation. I wanted to leave some time open to take some questions. Anything you want to hear about the robot. But autonomous robots, service robots like this, and robots like Amazon are using and things of that nature, they're relatively new. I mean, they're 3 to 5 years old. Certain parts of the world are embracing robots quicker than others. They're relatively new in this part of the world. You'll start to see them pop up, but it's not like you see them every day. But you'll start to see them pop up. And it's really what I've always said about technology. The early adopters will certainly have a competitive advantage over their competitors. It's just natural. So the quicker people start to embrace this type of technology, the better customer experience and the better they'll be positioned in their respective businesses. So let me stop there and see if there's any questions. No, like this model, there's flashing lights that are going off on it. It actually sees you before you see it. So these radar, as I mentioned earlier, they have sonar and laser, so they'll actually see you coming a good 4 or 5 feet and stop and actually make a noise, and the lights will flash. So they do make audible noises, so you're aware of them. Well, again, if you'd like more information, please see me, after, this presentation. We'd be more than happy to send you some more information. The robots are very affordable. Today, this one is roughly about $40,000. And the smaller one's about $13,000. And then again, there's 5-year warranties on the different parts. We also have leasing programs and purchase programs. We also have 1-month trial programs. So we have a number of different programs available. Any other questions? Well, thanks so much. I really appreciate your time, and I'm here to answer any questions after the presentation. Thanks.